Here's how to come up with content ideas as an online coach. So my name's Yusuf, I'm in a tree, and I run Propane Fitness with my business partner, Johnny. We have helped over 5,000 clients over the last 14 years, and we now help coaches to grow their online presence. And one of the most common questions that we get is, how do I come up with content ideas? I feel like I shouldn't even be having to make this video, because if you are a coach, if you are a true expert in what you do, you shouldn't be trying to come up with content ideas. You should be brimming with them. And if you are not brimming with ideas, you're either not trying very hard, you're not operating in your area of expertise, or you don't know your niche very well. So I've just dipped out of the tree just to count up for you. We have written 514 articles, 600 podcast episodes, and 3,500 Instagram posts, just for reference. All right, back to the tree. So here's how you would get around that problem. First of all, have a look at our video on building a second brain using Obsidian. This is to create a proper capture process so that all of your reading, all of your client conversations have what they call idea sex with each other. And that allows things to percolate and things to come up where you're like, that would be great to write about, or that would be great to write about. Usually you have so much more to share than you might think. That's either because you haven't documented it properly and you're not capturing it, or you feel like what you know is obvious, because once you know something, it seems obvious to you, and you forget that somebody who's a chapter behind you or a few chapters behind you sees what you know as completely mind-blowing. And so there was a time when you first learned about progressive overload or eating a consistent calorie deficit, where you're like, oh my God, this is absolutely crazy. I've found the secret code for achieving this result. That moment of okay, it's all clicked. That's the value that you provide as a coach. Because as a coach, you are condensing all of your experience and expertise into something that somebody can follow, and it saves them time, headache, and energy. The most effective way to come up with content ideas is to speak to your potential clients. Listen to what they have to say, and then feed it back to them. Ask them, what is their goal? What have they tried in the past that didn't work? Why do they think it didn't work? Take that stuff and do content about it. It's really that simple. Here's the secret hack to getting content that absolutely nails it and is a home run every time. And you will achieve the MindReader effect. You'll put stuff out and people will be like, oh my God, you've read my mind. Literally every taxi in the world is deciding to come by at this point. A while back, when Johnny and I were running an ad to our new launch of the Propane protocol, which is our kind of flagship fitness program, we bought this copywriting course and we were filling all the templates and being like, okay, this is going to be an absolute masterpiece. And we went into the bunker for 2 weeks to absolutely nail this long form masterpiece of an ad that we thought, right, once we hit go on this, it's just going to absolutely smash it and we'll just be drowning in clients. And we launched it, total tumbleweed, completely flopped. And it was because we wrote what we thought was cool and what we thought was appealing about the program. But it's not what our audience wanted. So we were like, okay, big fail, back to the drawing board. We then put out a survey that just said to people, hey, what's your biggest struggle with your fitness goals right now? We got 135 responses, and then we just took those responses, used the exact phrasing, the exact language, and fed it back into a new ad. And as you can imagine, that ad absolutely smashed it. And it's not something that we would have ever written ourselves or come up with, because it was speaking our client's language, and that was what resonated. All the comments on that new ad were like, oh my God, you've read my mind, etc. So that's why we have the MindReader goggles process in our program. It's why this stuff works. And it's almost a bit disappointing, because you're like, but if I'm the mastermind behind the marketing, maybe I'm the one that can come up with the best marketing material. No, you're not that special. Ask your clients, they'll tell you, feed it back to them, let them build your product for you, and it's going to be a home run, because then you're actually giving people what they want. So they'll be like, oh my God, you've read my mind. This is exactly what I was thinking of. This is you've articulated what I was thinking better than I could. That's the effect that you're looking for. And it's easy to do because you're cheating. You just speak to your target client Ask them what they want. Ask them what they've tried in the past that didn't work. We use the A to B via C without D framework. So you should be able to, as a coach, to say, I help people with A, the problem, to achieve B, the goal, via C, the mechanism, without D, which is the stuff they've tried in the past that they don't like and doesn't work. So I help postmenopausal women who are struggling with body weight and mood swings to achieve sustainable weight loss and feeling comfortable and confident in their bodies via the menopause maximizer method without crash dieting, joining Weight Watchers, etc. So very simple framework, and it fits in with everything. And you can let your clients create that framework for you, and then it'll always be a home run. We're working with a YouTube consultant at the minute, and he recommended that we go through something called the 100 problems exercise. It's something quite similar to what we recommend our clients to do in our program. And it's just that you write down 100 problems that your potential clients experience. It took me 12 minutes. And that's not because I'm some genius. It's just because we've spoken to thousands and thousands of people who are in our niche and have the same problems. And so they're just on top of mind, and you just can rattle them out onto a sheet. So the kind of unsexy solution to how to come up with content ideas. Oh my God, there's a crazy man and he's shouting at a taxi driver. I mean, this is what we get for filming outdoors. Maybe he's not crazy. Maybe we're the crazy ones. But he's very angry at the taxi driver, and now he's directing him. So the conclusion for how to come up with content ideas is a pretty unsexy answer, but it's know your market, be good at what you do, and have a proper capture process. If you're using a second brain, have a look at the Obsidian video. If you're not, because this is just an absolute life changer, then you will be absolutely brimming with content ideas, and you will have so many that you'll be limited by how quickly can I record and make this stuff rather than how quickly can I come up with ideas. Please use your brain, use your clients' brains. Don't use GPT because it's going to produce generic content that nobody cares about. Everyone wants to make AI content, but no one wants to consume it. And that's because it's vanilla, it's boring, etc. So try these tips and I'll see you soon.